Hey, this is Pumobile, and today on Good Cards You Never Used, we're going to talk about Liberty at Last. It's out of the Tag Force 5 game, so it's a game promo. It's pretty new. It's a normal trap card. The effect is activate only when a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. Select 2 face-up monsters on the field and return them to their hand. Now, this was actually errated to be changed to say, select 2 face-up monsters on the field and return them to their owner's decks, which makes this card a lot better. I mean, 2 cards to your hand, that's not even really taking away card advantage unless you're hitting a synchro monster, whereas 2 cards to the deck gets rid of synchro and anything else and doesn't even send it to the graveyard. Since a lot of decks nowadays can use their graveyard pretty efficiently, sending like a Plague Spreader or a Glow Up Ball back to their deck is actually a lot more useful than sending it to their graveyard. That being said, this is a pretty good card. It's kind of like a situational Icarus attack is what I compare it to. I mean, it's not quite as good because Icarus you can activate at any time, whereas Liberty at Last you can only activate it when a monster is destroyed and sent to the grave. However, it still does have the 2-for-2 even trade, which is pretty hard to find, and this can activate any time a monster is destroyed and sent to the grave. The decks that this would be good in are basically any deck where your monsters die often by battle. So the 2 I always think of is X-Sabers or Zombies. Zombies a little more than X-Sabers, but X-Sabers to a degree. The only problem with X-Sabers is I'm not sure where you could fit. You might be able to fit maybe 1 in, but it'd be hard just because X-Saber deck is already so full. Zombies, however, is I think where this card could really shine, because you can attack with, your Plague Spreader or your Goblin Zombie or Pyramid Turtle, something little. Those just get run over all the time, and this turns it into a +1 because they both replace themselves. So, say your opponent has their big Synchro monster out, and they attack over your Goblin Zombie, you go Liberty at Last, get to send that plus another monster on their field back to their deck, and then you get to search off your destroyed monster. I just think that's really good. So yeah, not everyone knows about the errata. Once again, select 2 face-up monsters on the field and return them to their owner's decks. Makes this card a lot better. But Liberty at Last, probably never heard of it. It's a good card you never used. This is Pumobile. Please subscribe.